Okay. Is that enough time? Seems like it. We'll get started with the class. Okay. Here we go. All right. So welcome back. We are doing ACI course 6. We're on class 7. And here's question 1. Mm, would someone like to read the question? Mac, you want to read it?
Yes, I can. Hello, teacher. First question, explain the emptiness of a Buddha's act of prediction in terms of the three elements.
Yeah. Does anybody know what the three elements are? Does anyone remember? Or the three spheres? We had a, yeah. What are they, Mac?
So sorry. No, I
I
don't
was,
have a question answer. Sorry.
uh, oh, it's okay.
Yeah.
Does anybody remember the three spheres? We just went over it for an act of giving.
Isn't that like the emptiness of the giver, the receiver, and the giving itself?
Yeah. So what would it be for the prediction? For a prediction? Same thing, just put prediction where you have giving.
Uh, well, the emptiness of what is being predicted, the
Yep.
one who predicts, and what is it all about?
Yeah, or who's hearing the prediction, right?
Ah, okay, right.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Here. Oh, Mariana, you read this, please.
The predictor, the object, and the act are all empty of self-existence. The Buddha, the one making the prediction, is empty since, for example, he perceives himself as a Buddha, not because he is so from his own side, but because his past deeds are forcing him to see his parts as making up a Buddha's mind and body. This also applies to the one receiving the prediction. The fact that the situation is occurring at all is also due to the projections of perceptions of the people present. Note that the enlightenment being predicted can also be said to be the third element here. It too is only a projection.
Yeah, exactly. And here's the Tibetan. Who wants to read this? Roxana.
Yes.
Hey, you want to read the Uche?
Yep. Yeah.
Cool, thank you.
Uh, I can't see it. I have to zoom out. Okay. Lungten papo.
Yeah, good. What's that mean?
The person doing the prediction?
Yeah, the predictor. How do you say in this case in Tibetan?
Po.
Yeah, good. Po makes it the person doing the act, right? And Lungtempa means to prophesize or proclaim or make an announcement or something like that. Okay, great. This one, Roxana.
Tempa.
Yeah, that's the prediction. Lungtempa or the act of vocalizing the prediction. It could be either. And then this one.
Lunteng. Lungtempal chawa. The
Go ahead.
object
Yeah.
towards who's
Which,
receiving the prediction or something like that.
yeah, you're exactly right. How do you say towards in this case?
Chawa.
Uh-uh.
The ru.
Yeah, yeah, good. Yeah, this is the object of the prediction. But towards is this R. It's called a ladun for people who don't know. It's it's a preposition in Tibetan. So lungten par Java, the object towards which the prediction is being given. Like that. Yeah. The predictee. I guess. All right. Thank you, Roxana.
Thank you, Prabhu.
You're welcome. All right. Ooh, I love this part of the book. The first time I read it, I was like, what? I was like blown away. I was like, huh? What's going on? All right. Daria, would you like to read this?
That's all right. Did the Buddha in his form life feel pain as his limbs were slowly cut off by the king of Kalinka, and he understood the emptiness of the three elements, explained in some details. Uh, Can I? Yes, he feel pain, and he know Kalinka is not existed. He's unexisted, and some his life he did very bad, and now Kalinka do with him. No, he cut his food and he feel for Kalinka it's maybe happy and I don't remember its English сострадание.
Compassion.
Compassion, yes.
Mm, awesome. Good, good. Thank you, Daria. Yeah, that covered the basics. Yeah, so did the Buddha feel pain? Yes. And but he understood the emptiness of it, so he didn't react in a way that would create further pain by planting new seeds of misunderstanding slash anger, etc. Um, and so the three elements would be the one getting his limbs cut, the person doing the cutting of the limbs, and the act of getting cut, right? Um, does anybody know what the Buddha's name was in this life? I'll give you $50. No, it's pretty
What
hard.
wasn't a King Suradatta or something? Wasn't it this? No?
Mm-mm. No. No, King
Somebody else.
Kalinka.
Mm.
The king was Kalinka. I don't remember ever learning his wife's name, but his name is very particular. Um, it's okay, bet canceled. It's Supa, like Lama Supa. Yeah, he was his name was like the perfection of patience, Kashanti or something. So he's exercising that mastery in this example. Um, yeah, exactly. All right, good. Daria, please read.
He did feel pain, but he realized at that same time that the three elements of the situation, meaning he's the king who has hurting him, himself being hurt by the king, and the fact that the whole situation was happiness at all. Each had its own emptiness. Emptiness each was a perception being forced upon him by his past deeds or karma.
Yeah, exactly. Good. All right.
But it's I thought about this, and it's very difficult because if you see emptiness, not emptiness, people who do you bad, you feel angry. And I am impression when I read this text about Kalinka. It's unbelievable for me. Unbelievable. Feel
You
this.
don't have to feel angry, though.
Yes, yeah, he haven't.
Yeah, you don't have to feel angry. The act, that's the whole point. When someone does something to you, it's empty of triggering anger. You could trigger wisdom instead.
Yeah, I tried stopped. It's my karma. It's seeds. I did. Yes, but my ego said no, no. It's okay. It's this person wrong. Yes.
Right. And those that's the seeds. That's ignorance speaking.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to practice in as many situations you can. So when a very difficult situation happens, um, wisdom comes up in your mind instead of ignorance. Yeah. And the ignorance would be to think that the person doing the cutting, you getting cut, and the act of cutting were self-existent. Like it self-existently hurts if someone cuts you, or they're self-existently evil if they're cutting you, or you're self-existently a victim if you're being cut. And none of those things are true, right? You could be a victim, but it comes from karma. Yeah, the karma of victimizing others. Yeah, is that victim blaming? I think it is by definition. But not in a negative way, in an empowering way. So then you're not a victim anymore. So it's just blaming then. All right. Um, why? Okay, here we go. For Daria, question three. Why didn't he feel any hatred at that moment? Anybody? This is Daria's comment.
Yeah, because he uh, was so much better than us and realized that it's empty and comes from his past deeds. So why feel hatred then? Not to plant it again.
Right. Um, one of the most profound things I ever heard Geshe say. Well, the first time I heard it, I mean, it's still profound, but the first time I heard it, my jaw just dropped. I was like, oh my God. I remember I was driving in the car, and back then I had some CDs someone made. Geshe in my friend's car in like 2010, I think. CDs were on their way out, but they were still around, okay? And then it was some teaching. I don't even remember what teaching it was, but it was he was talking about the reason samsara continues is because of the human propensity, the human likeliness to do the thing that someone does to them as a reaction. So the very thing people do to you, you want to do back to them. And it was so like so true. If someone hits you, people want to hit them back. If someone yells at you, you want to yell back. You know, if someone steals from you, you want to take something from them. Things like that, right? If someone bombs your country, bomb them back. Um, yeah. And I don't know. I don't think there was any truer statement uttered. And for that karmically to equal a cycle of pain made total sense, right? Because if that plants the seeds for you to see it happen to you, then that's what's going to happen. And if, but the habit itself of wanting to um, eye for an eye, you know, react in that manner is also a karmic result, right? It's the habitual result. Anyway, yeah. Um, let's see. Maria, can you read this, please?
He didn't feel any hatred because he realized that the reason the situation was happening was that he himself had done harm to someone else in the past. And he understood that if he did respond with hatred or any other negative action or karma, he would only be perpetuating the situation, that he would again be hurt himself in the future. He chose instead to break the cycle of violence by applying his wisdom, his understanding of emptiness.
Correct. Thank you. Yeah, this is this is how you break the cycle. And it's hard. There's learned self-existence, and then there's like what they call like inborn. Um, and it's deep. It's gonna tell you like on a deep level, like, no, they hurt you. They're wrong. Hurt them back. And that's what you have to fight with wisdom. And that takes practice. It takes a lot of practice. And people are gonna tell you you're wrong. That no, you're wrong. Don't be a victim. Okay? And it takes practice. You have to meditate on it. So when the situation happens, your mind goes to that instead of reacting. Okay? All right. Thank you, Maria. Question four. Loan, would you like to read?
Yes. Describe the emptiness of a heart's mind.
Yeah, first of all, what's an arhat? Anybody?
A
Being
being
who has
reached nirvana.
Thank you, both of you. Go ahead, Maria. Say it again, Maria.
A being who reached nirvana and stopped his negative emotions, whatever.
Yeah, good. How do they do that? What's the process? Say I want to be an arhat, which I do
Well,
desperately.
yeah, first you kind of have to find a teacher and then
Yeah, teacher.
study,
Okay.
study, study, and contemplate, meditate.
Okay.
And eventually you see emptiness directly.
Okay.
And
Okay.
then you'll be like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
okay. And then after
Oh.
that, as
Mhm.
negative emotions come up for you again, you
Mhm.
apply your realization of emptiness to them.
Oh, okay. Okay.
They cease forever. Yay.
You have to keep seeing emptiness too, by the way. It's more than once. You're right, but it's more than once. Yeah. You apply the realizations you have subsequent to seeing emptiness and to your mental afflictions until they're all gone. Yeah. All right. She's right. So, okay, so that's an arhat, and that's how you get to be one. So, what's the emptiness of an arhat's mind, anybody? It's just saying something like the mind is empty of having mental afflictions. The mind is empty of having negative emotions. So the fact that you have negative emotions isn't self-existently the way a mind works. It's the way your mind works or a human mind. So therefore, if you plant the right seeds of wisdom, etc., you can reach a stage where the karma for having negative emotions stops. There's a cessation, and therefore you reach a thing called nirvana, and you would be an arhat, but not self-existently. It's due to what you did in the past. That's what I think. Well, I said it, so I'll read it. Just like us, an arhat hears thoughts going through his or her mind. Due to their extremely good past karma, though, none of these thoughts is organized into a negative emotion by their past karma. In the way that a human is not forced to see a pen as something to chew on, the way a dog is. The arhat is never again forced to perceive their otherwise neutral or blank or empty thoughts as being negative. That's all. Just the state of happiness for eternity. Speaking of happiness, that's class. Um, I told everyone class was gonna be at 6 and 7, so we'll just take a break until the next class and start it at 7. Maybe I should have said back to back. It's okay. All right, so I'm just keep the link open, and if you can stay, please stay. If you cannot, I'll see you sometime soon. Bye.